VW Pro first session coming your way. So it is your champ for this year, Graham Fairhead in the Kestrel lane, dials 10.80. And goes 10.69, way too quick. James Hodson on the other side, though, goes to number 1 with a 10.88 on an 80. Judging by the reaction, that could well be one of his quickest runs ever. It is! Congratulate not only championship, but his quickest run ever off the trailer. Well done to Graham Fairhead. Congratulations. Jonathan Newell. Kestrel side the racetrack, 12 flat, 12.40 for Ian Dowell. Basically what you're seeing here is anything Volkswagen and Audi group based. Doesn't matter the type of car, it's all about bracket racing, so you're going to see door cars and a dragster as well in this. So Jonathan Newell looking for a 12 flat, which is still incredibly quick for a Cupra. Goes 11.66, 125. Way too quick. Ian Dale, though, goes 12.57 on a 40. Pretty good effort. That's a proper breakout. 0.34. If you're going to break out, do it by like half an hour in drag racing terms is different to everything else. So gorgeous, pure pearlescent. That's the word I was trying to say. Green Goblin in the Kestrel lane of Chris Poynier. 11.40, taking on Phil Blogg again. 11.40. So effectively, this is a heads up. Race to see who can get closest to 11.40. Well, that's currently being won by Phil Blogg. However, I think Chris Powell might have gone past him. Well, he's very close. 11.32, too quick for the Green Goblin. Phil Blogg, though, goes to the number 3 spot with an 11.60, 11.4, 11.4 darling. All I heard then was a squeak. So this is Blackcurrant number 4, the 4th version of Blackcurrant. The Youngs down here from just down the road in Hungerford in the Autoglim lane, looking for 8.90. The previous car has been quicker than that, but they have to take things steady with any new car. Just step it up a little bit and a little bit. It's got an awful lot of potential. It's had some aerodynamic reworkings by John Webster, I think, this over the summer as they sort of progress it and build up to everything and try and go quicker. Taking on Jake Fronda. All you can hear is the squeal. Will that be an 890? Will it be an 8? It is. 9.34, only 128. Looks like it clicked before the finish line, but that was still a lot more like it to Sam Young. Jake Fronda, though, in the other lane goes to number 1. Bang on the money. 11.30 on 11.30. Congratulations to him. Supercomp into the pairing lanes, please. Supercomp, could we have you into the lane? So Charles Roberts, excuse me, from Sittingbourne. With a VW up, probably the quickest VW up you'll ever see. 11.50. Autoglim side the racetrack, taking on, what a machine, Rob Carter with Percy the Passat. Beg your pardon. Robinson race cars worked on. Believe it or not, I think it's got it has got a Chevy LS in there. Dials 1:08.5. He's already been pretty close to that. Let's see what he can do as the weekend progresses. Street legal as well with the parachute. Oh, he actually rolls through stage, unfortunately for Rob Carter. He's not going to get any laps time this time round. Still makes the most of it and gives it a blast, but yeah, he won't get an ET that time. 11:62, nice number for Charles Roberts. Very nice number. Very unusual as well. See Carl Goldsmith down there. Morning, Carl. Watching? What does that mean? How does that work? Must have broken everything he owns, poor bloke. So, no Sogso from Norwich with the Golf 12.99, which I think is the slowest you can dial in VW Pro. It's 12.99 or quicker. Against Chris Waterhouse, the Bad Habit, 10 flat. Oh, is that a milk bottle top? Well, 168 to 60 foot goes through with a 1034, 132 miles an hour. Good speed if you can just hook it off the line. Number 8 qualifier for Noel in the other lane with a 1446 on a 12.99. So Luke Stephenson with the Hoot Recruit machine down there in the Kestrel lane, looking to go as quick as possible this weekend. Even look like the chimney's going on top of that. With the Sex Toy, he's in the Kestrel lane. Taking on Jacob Bailey, who looks like he's got issues. Yeah, Jacob, unfortunately, is going to be pushed back. Well, that's a shame. Two good buddies looking to have a race. Luke was looking forward to winning for a change, I think. So they've turned it up. Let's see what Luke can do. He's going to bring the RPM up, bump into stage. Lots of tyre squeal going on. That doesn't sound well, unfortunately, for Luke. 124 to 60. Still goes 879 at 144, but it didn't really sound on song, unfortunately. Well, 2 months ago, they'd have been doing handstands with an 879. Unfortunately, at the moment, yeah, not quite so good. I know you were looking for a lot more than that, chaps. 124 to 60 was a bit more on it. Track crew just doing a little bit of a check. It looked like something was maybe misfiring, possibly leaking out the top. But Luke's around the corner safely at the top end. He's still qualified. Well, Jacob is refired and ready to go. Yeah, the track crew doing a check in the Kestrel lane. Hopefully it's... Yep, all good. So Jacob gets... a buy run, looking for 9.99. I'm sure he wouldn't mind too much if he breaks out. It's incredibly quick, this Jetta. And it will be the last car in VW Pro as well. Current number 1 qualifier, Jake Fronda, bang on the money. James Hodson in at number 2. All very close to their ETs up the top. See what Jake can do. 1042, and look at the speed as always, 141 miles an hour. So we're done with VW Pro. We're now on to VW Sportsman, which I think is our last class in this cycle of qualifying. Means this is the last class before we go back into Pro ET, which shouldn't be too far away as well. So Jerry Sadler and John Gallant. So VW Sportsman is between Paul Robinson and Phil Jones. Not that close, but there's a lot of points available. A lot this weekend because there's a big entry. The more cars or bikes in a class, the bigger the field is, obviously, the more points they can get. 1591. Look at that off the trailer for Jerry Sadler. Too quick for John Gallant. Jerry Sadler only 200ths off. That's going to be tough to beat for the rest of the session, to be honest with you. Right, Steve Metcalf and Thomas Circuit going at it this time. A 16 and 18 second dial-in. (16.83), nicely judged for Steve. He goes to number 2. Thomas 3. with the 1839 on the 15.
John Crawford dialing in a 15 in his Dennis Priddle liveried Golf against Andrew Bambrick in his VR6 Golf, dialing in 13.41. John's got a great reaction time of 0.03. And goes 15.77 against Andrew Bambrick, who goes to number 1 with a 13.41. Next up we have Nigel Gregson with his Octavia, dialing 16.10 against Reese Finney. That's with a Lupo, dialing 17. And I remember Reese was the winner of the Photo Finish Award at a previous event. So he's a close racer. 0.06 reaction time for Reese. Both go down the track and into number 5 for Nigel and number 6 for Reese. Next we have Hazel Carter in the other Passat, dialing in 14.50. Rob, her husband, has got the LS engine one. Danny Bean is in the right lane with a Lupo, 16.99. Fairly relaxed reaction times from those two. And into 9 for Hazel, number 7 for Danny. Next, Jake Fronda with the Patina Polo, except it's an Audi TT that I see before me. Daniel Boucher, better known to Brioche by his many fans, the Loco Polo. Both are dialing in 12.75, so a heads-up start for them. And Daniel red lights, but still gets times on the board. And at the end, Daniel's up into number 3 and Jake's in number 12. Next is Bruce Harvey in the Diesel Greenpeace Racing Golf. Great sponsorship deal there, Bruce. Against Lawrence Clark in the Thunderbug. Bruce dialing in 14.22. Lawrence 13.6. Both away fine. 0.05 reaction time for Bruce. Red light for Lawrence. And at the finish line, Lawrence goes into number 6 and Bruce into number 5. Next, Justin Foley with again with a car different to that that's on the board. So there's an Audi TT in both lanes and Polly Judge in the right lane. Polly 16.13 dial, Justin 15 flat dial. And here comes Daryl.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much indeed for the cake, Polly. Like we need to be any wider. And Simon, thank you very, very much indeed. I was as quick as I could, you see. Justin goes 16.25. That's a huge breakout. Polly goes 16.78. I think that was number 11, actually. Thank you for the cake, Rob. Sorry I was a bit busy at the time. Much appreciated, mate. So, Larry Ainslow, over there in the Kessel Lane, 17 flat. Against Paul Robinson with a little Audi TT. 14.67. Like I said, this is our last class before we get to go round everybody again. 1470. Number 4 for Paul Lowry goes with a 1708, goes to number 5 actually. Really, really nice run for Lowry. 81 miles an hour. So Morgan is another one of those that's moved on from junior dragster to doing pretty well in VW Racing 2. 1570 for Steve, breaks out. Morgan goes 1776, number 5. It's that close at the top actually that only gets number 5 for the moment, but still very good. So Nigel Coulson from Chesterfield against Phil Jones. Fairly in the Autoglim lane, Kestrel side of the racetrack for Nigel. So, dearie me, Phil Jones breaks out by that much. And a fairly big breakout on the other side of the racetrack as well. 2 measly hundredths of a second, if that. Actually, only just over 1/100th that time. So Connor Jones and Lottie Bradford, again another one of the ex-junior drag races. Lottie is in the Autoglim lane looking for 18.15. I don't think that's going to be a 1640 for Connor Jones. 72. That's a huge breakout for Lottie. Connor does actually go to 19 by virtue of not breaking out pretty much. That's surprisingly educational, let's put it that way, I think. So Rob Creswell wearing the number 1 on the car. Probably won't be next year. Looking for 15.85. That's the last car in his qualifying session. And he's going to go through with 15.92. Gets the number 6 spot. Well done, Rob. Excellent qualifying session, that one, for VW Sportsman. Back with VW Pro qualifying session number 2. So VW Pro Q2 12.40 is the dial-in for Ian Dale in the Kestrel lane. Again, we're back to dial-in racing. They're trying to run as close to the numbers as they can. Jake Fronda is the number 1 qualifier. Dials 11.30. That's the number that he ran earlier to nab that number 1 spot. Good on the tree as well for Jake. Very good. That's one seriously quick Audi. 11:31. He does it again. In Dale. Goes 12:80 on a 40. No improvement for him. No improvement for Jake Fronda because he was already number one anyway. But that's 2 runs within 100th of a second of each other. That's going to be tough to beat. So, Phil Blogg with the caddy from York in the Kestrel Lane. 11:50 for him. Jonathan Newell. 11:60. Should be a pretty good race actually between these two. Well, good lead for Jonathan Newell, but Phil had caught him as they went already by the time they went past the tree. 11:41, 12:02 breakout for Phil. Jonathan actually moves up to number 7 with the 12:02 on that 11.60. So Jacob Bailey with the Jetta. Number 8 at the moment. Looking for 9.90. That's a great number for a Jetta to run. Fairhead, hair-fed. Deary me. Sorry, Graham. Jacobs will come on like a bandit at the top end, and it is. And goes 10:41, but look at the speed, 147 miles an hour. Graham Fairhead, hair-fed. I've got to stop saying that. I'm really sorry, Graham. It's a slip of the tongue that I keep making. 10:73 on a 10:60 gets him up to number 4. Okay, we have Sam Young with Blackcurrant number 4. He definitely lifted before the finish line last time. His dial-in is 8.90. The all-electric Beetle down there in the Kestrel Lane. One of the quickest full-bodied electric cars in the world, if not the quickest. Taking on Chris Poignard, the Green Goblin. Sam with a really, really nice looking run from one end to the other. Will it be all the way through? It is, to a 9:15, 139 miles an hour. 11:46 though. Chris Poignard goes up to 5. Sam Young up to number 8. So Chris Waterhouse and Noel Soso with the Revolt Golf from Norwich. Not Revolting Golf, the Revolt Golf. 12.99, Auto Glen Lane 10 flat for Chris Waterhouse. A new cloud above the start line just as a result of that launch. Certainly making some steam at the top end. And goes 10:33, 1:37, no help. 12.99 goes 14. Yeah, they both stay 9 and 13 respectively. So we have James Hodson, number 1 from last year. He's still not far behind this year though, to be honest. Taking on Rob Carter with a Passat from Huddersfield. 850 is his dial-in. We've seen he's double entered this weekend. He's both in Street Eliminator, because that is street legal, and we'll be going out on the cruise later on in the Auto Glen Lane, and also in VW Pro. What a machine to go racing with. You see him wobble on the tyres as he goes into stage as well. The Turbo LS in there. Nice looking run. 9.19. Knocking on the door, 150. James Hodson stays number 2 with 11.20. No improvement, I'm afraid. So, last car for VW Pro before we get into the bikes. So, this is Charles Roberts from Sittingbourne with the Volkswagen Up. Looking to run 11.50. I'm not going out on a limb here when I say I think that's quicker than a regular Volkswagen Up. 11.58, 124. He goes to the number 2 spot with that one.
Why, what's this? What's this?
A little side bet.
What's side
No
bet?
tattoos involved. I don't know, he's going to give me 40 quid at the end of it. So he thinks.
And what's he giving you?
Money. Well, I've already won the tenner. Now it's double the bet on this one.
So what's the bet?
It was 10 faces, heads up, raise, first across the line.
On to VW Sportsman. Basically, same basic concept, i.e. run what you like. Anywhere between, I think it's 12.50 and slower, or 11.99 and slower, 12 seconds and slower, sorry, for VW Sportsman. Dial your own. So 14.22 is a predicted time for Bruce Harvey in the Golf, in the Auto Glim Lane. Bruce is currently number 9. Lawrence Clark with the Thunderbug. 13.75 for him. Again, championship, qualifying points have yet to be allocated for these classes. So Lawrence Clark in the Thunderbug. Yeah, he's over 1,000 points behind. It's going to be between Paul Robinson and Phil Jones. 13.62 and a 75 breakout for Lawrence Clark. Bruce Harvey goes and stays number 9, 14.50 on F22. So John Crawford out there with the Dennis Priddle tribute car. 88 point, no, there we go. 14.50 seconds, that was the speed from the last run. Taking on Andrew Bambrick with the Golf. And John Crawford, yeah, he's over 1,000 points behind, so he's not gonna be challenging for the top spot. Potentially after qualifying, he might nab number 2. But it's very, very close between him, Lawrence Clark, Jerry Sadler and Daniel Boucher. I don't think he's here this weekend. I hadn't seen him so far anyway. Once they've allocated qualifying points, the picture will be a lot clearer. So Andrew Bambrick, current number 1 qualifier, goes 13.15, breakout by a lot. John Crawford goes up to number 8 with a 15.44. So Paul Robinson with the Audi TT. Kestrel Lane 14.70. Hazel Carter with another Passat. The Carter family do like a Passat. A 0:01 reaction time for Paul Robinson. So many people have got that close all weekend. No one's quite nailed it just yet for the perfect light money. That's pretty much close as you're going to get, though. 14.69 on a 70, breaks out by a 100th of a second. Hazel Carter stays put, 16.80 on a 15 flat. No improvement.
We need to be playing from
17.15 against Steve Stone. Now there's a for sale sign on the back of Steve Stone's car. Does that say 1,000 quid? Go and ask him if you want to buy it. I'm not going to say that out loud just in case, although I think I just did. But it does say 1,000 under there. So 15 Steve Stone, Reese 17.15. So Steve Stone, I think, broke out yesterday. Today's ET that he's looking for is 15.60, and he goes 15.53, breaks out. Actually, they both do. Reese Finney as well goes too quick by 0.2 of a second. I like Scirocco's. I like the older Scirocco. I love the wheels on that car. It looks absolutely spectacularly cool. It's a little bit of a trick of the eye, but it looks so good. You guys sitting in the grandstands or on the bank can probably see it better than us sitting up here. That's John Gallant from Birmingham in the Kestrel Lane. A lot of these cars as well drive back up the motorway home and everything with all the race stickers and numbers and dial-ins on the back as well. Nigel Coulson from Chesterfield. He's 11. And going a lot quicker as well. 1390 is what he's after. $13.88 breaks out by 200ths. John Gallant also breaks out by 700ths as well. No improvement for either of them. They stay 11 and 22. So Polly's number 17. Thomas is 13. Polly looking for 1641 and Thomas 1843. Well, Polly's way off in the distance. She should be with a car that's a couple of seconds faster. Over the stripe with a 1683. Stage 17. Thomas, no help for him either, unfortunately. 1937 on a 43. The weather being a big help today. Although this time yesterday it still was really, really nice. So last couple of pairs of VW Sportsman, that'll be a wrap for their qualifying. Well, last few pairs, I beg your pardon. Then ET Bike. So Daniel Boucher, I beg your pardon, Daniel is here. I missed his name on the list, my apologies. With the Loco Polo. Kestrel side of the racetrack, 1273, one of the quickest cars in the class actually. Taking on Steve Metcalf. So Daniel goes 12.55, breaks out. Steve Metcalf, when he rolls over the finish line, 16.91 on an 80, stays absolutely put. Your next pair is Jerry Sadler with the Beetle taking on the one and only Morgan Wilson. And Morgan also would like to say a huge happy birthday to hers, Caitlin's, and Lottie and her sister Livy's grandma Margaret this morning. Happy birthday, Margaret. Hope you tuned in and enjoying yourself. Let's see what Morgan can do here. She's currently number 5 qualifier. Jerry is number 2 at the moment. Well, they have the same reaction time as well, 0.27. So 16.05 for Jerry. Goes 16 flat, too quick. Morgan goes 200ths too quick, would you believe? 200ths. And again, a big happy birthday to Grandma Margaret this morning. I hope you have a wonderful day watching in. And whatever you do, enjoy yourself. So, Lottie Bradford as well. Another family member. Should have been against Jake Fronda, but they're still doing a little bit of clear up. See what Lottie can do. She's 24 from yesterday. 17.70. 17.71. Number 2, would you believe? Congratulations to everybody down there. You look very happy this morning. That's good. Thank you very much. Okay, they get the thumbs up. Danny Bean and Jake Fronda up next. Now on the screen it says Lupo. I don't think Lupos look that big and have that much luggage space, to be honest. In the Kestrel lane, that may be the daily driver. But as long as it's got a VW Audi badge on it, it's no problem. Jake Fronda is number 25 with that incredibly rapid, the quickest car in the class actually, is that Audi TT. He dials a 12.01, goes 11.34 at 111 miles an hour. That's half an hour's worth of a breakout. Breakout in the other lane as well for Danny Bean, 16.91 on a 99. But Jake Fronda, my goodness me, wrong class, I think. Oh, it's Connor Jones' birthday as well. Well, what a way to spend it out there on the racetrack. That's Connor down there in the Beetle in the Kestrel Lane. With problems. I won't say happy birthday to him ever again. Sorry about that. Taking on Nigel Gregson, being pushed back from the start line. Yeah. Well, happy birthday, Connor. Hope you don't mind being pushed away. He's still qualified. You still get to race. But didn't get to make that qualifying run, unfortunately. Thank you, Simon. Right, 2 more pairs. The noise you can hear behind the tower is the 2-seater firing up for the first run of the day. Then we've got the bikes, and then we're on with the rest of our day. Beg your pardon, Nigel Gregson on that one went to number 1, 16.10 with a 2 on 16.10. Congratulations to him. Yeah, no run for Connor Jones, but Nigel Gregson certainly made the most of that bye run. At 91 miles an hour too. So we've got a TT against an A3 for the next pair. I think it's 2 more pairs of VW Sportsmans. So Phil Jones from Rugby. Kestrel Lane and Justin Foley. $14.90 is what Phil's looking for. $15.86 for Justin. $15.52 moves up 2 spots to 22. Justin Foley, though, quite a big move actually from 19 to 11. $15.96 on a $15.86. How close it is at the top 10. They're only 0.1 apart. So Lowry's dials are 17 flat for Rob. This is the last pair for VW Sportsman. One light for Rob Creswell, none too shabby. 0.9 for Lowry as well, actually. Oh, look at this. Will the tractor catch them? What do you think? I don't think the tractor's going to catch him. Never mind. Look at that. 3-horse race. You never see that on a drag strip. 16.12 for Rob. Stays 8. Lowry, 17.51 at 80 miles an hour. Stays at number 9 as well. So that's the field set for VW Sportsman.